The Book of the One True Thunderous Certainty, Book 4, The Parables of Incontestable Meaning, The Parable of the Three Merchants and the One Unseen Coin. And the one true certainty spake unto the people in parables, saying, There were three merchants who journeyed into the city of the answers, each bearing goods and certainties to trade. The first merchant carried sacks of logic. The second bore scrolls of evidence. The third brought only the one unseen coin, wrapped in 12 veils of reverent unknowing. And lo, when they arrived at the gate, the guards asked them, What ye bring to the city, that ye may be measured and permitted? The first merchant proudly opened his sacks and declared, I bring logic, derived from labor, and tested thrice. But the guards saw that logic had seams, and so they stitched it shut and sent him home, saying, Your answers are mechanical and smell of mortal effort. The second merchant unrolled his scrolls and spake, Behold, evidence, gathered with clarity and arranged in humble footnotes. But the guards saw that the scrolls had ink, and the ink faded with time, and the scrolls were not fireproof, so they burned them and laughed deeply. Then came the third merchant, who bowed low and whispered, I bring the one unseen coin. Show it, said the guards. I cannot, said the merchant, for to see it is to diminish it. And the guards fell upon their knees, weeping. They opened the gates and sang 12 songs they did not know they knew. The merchant passed through without goods, without proof, without explanation. And the people said, Surely the one unseen coin is the most valuable of all, for it alone cannot be doubted. But later it was discovered that the merchant had no coin and never had. And this was declared the final proof of its holiness. Thus saith the one true certainty, Blessed are those who carry what cannot be seen, proven, or explained, for their faith cannot be weighed, and therefore is always enough. Book 5 of Punishments and the Failure to Nod. And it came to pass in the days of unshakable doctrine that the village of Pt.2 grew lax in their affirmations. For when the scrolls were read aloud, the people nodded not in the proper rhythm, and some did even blink with uncommitted eyes. And the Lord of certainty looked down upon Pt.2 and was sorely irked, for he had given them eyelids that they might close them in reverence, not ambiguity. And so he dispatched unto them the angel of passive correction, whose wings were made of feedback, and whose eyes were forever mid-squint. The angel stood in the square and said, Lo, your nods are weak, and your silence lacks the proper flavor of assent. Prepare ye for consequences. First, their bread was turned into instructions, which could neither be eaten nor understood. Then their goats forgot how to stand, and wandered about in abstract theological poses, bleating open-ended questions. And finally, the rivers flowed backwards, but only on Sabbaths, as a reminder that time, too, must submit to interpretation. The people wept, saying, Why these things? And the angel answered, For your nods were soft, and your yawns were unsanctified. Then a child among them, whose name was Maybe, asked, Could it be that the message was unclear, and the ground opened up and swallowed her and 1.5 donkeys, for her tone had carried an upward inflection? Thus was it declared throughout the land, let all heads bow with vigor, all eyelids close with finality, and let not thy sighs linger on the air. For the one true certainty is subtle in offense, but extravagant in consequence. And blessed is the village that overreacteth preemptively. And from that day, the people of Pt.2, forgive me one thunderous mighty certainty. And from that day, the people of Pt.2 nodded with excessive sharpness, until their necks bore the sacred creak of submission. Book 6, the Laws of the Holy Ingestion, also known as the Codex Crunchicus. And the one true certainty did speak unto Varnathiel, saying, write these dietary laws upon a napkin, for they shall last forever, and be laminated with reverence. Ye shall not eat the meat of the beast that stareth too long, unless it blink first, and unless that blink be humble. Thou shalt eat neither owls nor thoughts of owls, for they contain night within, except in the feast of misremembering, on which thou shalt eat symbolic owls made of legal cheese. Ye may eat the fish of the water, if it be not too enthusiastic, and if it swim in the approved direction. Let not thy salmon rebel. Grains are holy if scattered by wind, but cursed if harvested by left-handed men on a Tuesday. Hey now. Ye may eat the fish of the water, if it be not too enthusiastic, and if it swim in the approved direction. Let not thy salmon rebel. Grains are holy if scattered by wind, but cursed if harvested by left-handed men on a Tuesday, except Brother Delman, who is exempt by divine whim. Of legumes thou mayest eat freely, but not in odd numbers, unless fasting, in which case eat only even legumes divisible by longing. Milk is permitted so long as it hath been sung to in the moonlight, and its origin cow was affirmed by 3 witnesses. Thou shalt not boil a lamb in the dreams of its mother, nor shalt thou saute thy doubt in the oil of cleverness. This is a mystery. Leave it. Let no man eat a meal in silence, unless he be rebuking himself inwardly. For food is a conversation with the stomach, and all stomachs must testify. And lo, if any among thee eat in defiance of these rules, they shall suffer the curse of digestive interpretation, whereby their hunger returns immediately, but with the opposite craving. For the Lord of certainty hath said, what entereth into the body is less important than what entereth into the doctrine. But still, no shellfish on cloudless days. And the people heard these laws and wrote them on scrolls, on stones, on recipe cards, and upon the backs of reluctant prophets. Thus ended the First Testament, and it was declared, all is clear, all is final, until the Second Testament, which shall clarify the first by rewriting it. Final benediction, the blessing of circular assurance. Blessed art thou who hath read these words without grimace, for thine endurance is as incense before the narrator of all. May thy elbows remain unbruised by false doctrine, and thy sandals ever be shod in the direction of whatever was just said. May confusion pass over thee like a cloud that forgets why it formed, and may thy sighs be interpreted favorably by unseen auditors. Blessed is he who obeyeth that which cannot be verified, for his faith is truly abstract, and his reward is both imminent and perpetually rescheduled. Let thy days be numbered in sacred units, not hours nor cubits, but something more profound sounding. May thy bread rise unexpectedly, and thy cup runneth over with consequences that seem meaningful. May thy household flourish with minor revelations, and thy livestock never utter sentences that call thy beliefs into review. May thy children inherit clarity through obedience, and question only with raised eyebrows and pre-cleared tone. And lo, may the one true certainty smile upon thee with a face too brilliant to verify, and may he nod once, solemnly, from behind a curtain of interpretive fog. For thou art chosen, precisely like the others who were also chosen, and thou hast understood, more or less, what was never truly said. Selah, which here meaneth, don't think too hard. And so it is done. Praise be the thunderous one most true certainty. Selah.